Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 46, Passage on the Lady Anne, written by Charles Beaumont and directed by Lamont Johnson. This is a season 4 hour-long episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So, Passage on the Lady Anne is a great hour-long Twilight Zone episode in my opinion. It shouldn't work as well as it does. There's not even much of a Twilight Zone element to this episode, but there are a couple reasons that I like it so much. First is that it really kind of reminds me of an old 30s through 50s classic melodrama, the kind of TV and movies we don't really get much of anymore. The other reason is the cast and the acting. Lee Phillips is fine as Ellen Ransom, but Joyce Van Patten is great as Eileen Ransom, and we get so many veteran performers in this as well. Wilfred Hyde-White, Cecil Kellaway, Alan Napier, and of course Gladys Cooper, who was in other Twilight Zone episodes as well. The ensemble cast is truly amazing. So this episode starts with a couple, Alan and Eileen Ransom, and they're planning a trip, a vacation, and their marriage definitely seems to be having some issues. There's not much romance in it for sure, and they wind up on a ship called the Lady Anne, which moves supposedly very slow, and there's definitely more to the ship as well, as we'll find out throughout the episode. So at this point the couple is ready to leave for the trip on this mysterious ship, and some elderly gentlemen tell them they shouldn't even be on the ship and actually offer them money to leave. But of course the Ransoms don't leave at this time. So the trip starts, and Alan is very annoyed at how slow they are traveling, while Eileen tries to keep upbeat and positive. So they also notice they are the only couple that isn't elderly, which is a bit odd. Eventually they get in an argument and agree to separate when they reach London, which is where they are going. So things don't seem to be working out so far. So in the next scene they get an invite from a couple named Toby and Millie. They explain the Lady Anne is retiring after this final voyage, and they reminisce a bit, and it's a wonderful scene. So they talk about their memories, as a lot of them have been on the ship before, and how the Lady Anne is very special, and all of these scenes are just delightful. So at this point Eileen disappears while Alan searches for her. So eventually Alan finds her in their room, and Eileen is definitely ready for some loving, I guess is a good way to put it. So Alan realizes he does care about her and love her, and realizes that he has been too focused on rushing through things and on his job. So now Alan and Eileen are much happier, and they realize the ship does have the powers to help bring two people closer together. At this point, however, the captain tells Alan and Eileen that they have to leave, and he even uses a gun to make his point. The couple are hurt by this, but the captain assures them that they will understand in time, and that someone knows their location and they will be picked up. So the couple is eventually picked up, but the Lady Anne is gone. It's just kind of disappeared, but it seems like it's fulfilled its purpose. And I am watching this in amazement at why this is giving me such feelings. I guess I was under the spell of the Lady Anne a little bit as well. So there's not much of a supernatural twist other than the ship itself being some type of mystery. But for some reason I care about every character, and I really felt, especially for Eileen, and Joyce Van Patten did a really great job in this role. So there's just a sincerity to the whole episode, and although it is a bit deliberate, I was invested in this, everything that was going on the whole time. So Passage of the Lady Anne is a nice episode to watch if you want something a bit more dramatic and romantic and less strange and eerie than normal. You know, the usual kind of Twilight Zone stuff. But there's just something about this episode that I really enjoy, and that's why Passage on the Lady Anne comes in at number 46 on the list. As always, feel free to leave me a comment on if you liked this episode or not. Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.